Okay, let's see. Today is Wednesday, May 27th. The time is 6:01, and I call the Brookfield Board of Health meeting to order. Just an announcement, this meeting is being recorded and live streamed. So the first thing I'd like to start out with is to have a moment of silence for Alex Mechachonis. He's a 17-year-old from Granville, Mass, and he was gravely injured at a motocross accident here in town. So we can just observe that, and condolences to his friends and family. Okay. And let's welcome our new board member, Jake Hill. Thank you very much. And you won the election.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the residents of town putting their faith in me to represent them here.
Wonderful. So the next thing on the agenda is to reorganize the board. We don't have Maureen here tonight. I was just notified that she would not be making it. So
Do you think it would be prudent to wait till she's here to do a reorganization?
we can, I think, as of right now, I am acting as vice chair. Because Christina was the chair and her term is up. So
We need an actual chair in place, so we should reorganize this.
I
understand.
I would think that we should reorganize. We have a quorum here tonight.
I can speak loud.
And if
Yep.
the member that's not here wants to reorganize at the next meeting, she can always request that to be on the agenda.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay. Well, I would like to make a motion to make Jake Hill the chair.
I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
I'd like to make a motion to make Kim Simmons the vice chair.
I'll second.
Discussion.
Oh.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So it carries.
Okay, let me just write these down.
Yeah, no problem. So I will be presiding going forward. Please bear with me as I work my way through this. Next up on the agenda is the review of the Leicester Regional Public Health Coalition, the April 2026 report.
If you want, I can read them.
Yeah, if you'd like, that's great.
Familiar. Okay, so permits issued for the month of April. We have retail food permit for Brooks Baked Goodies, farm stand at Oakhome Farm. We had a temporary food permit, Brookfield Orchards for an Apple Country Fair event. Retail food permit, Post Road Trading. Temporary food permit, Brookfield Congregational Church. There is a food establishment plan review for Post Road Trading, received and approved. Title 5, septic installer, William McCreary Construction. Inspections conducted. There was a nuisance on 14 Wells Road. An order to correct was sent. Food pre-operational, Post Road Training, inspection. Reportable disease activity for the month of April. One confirmed case of calicivirus / norovirus. 5 confirmed cases of influenza, and 1 confirmed case of novel coronavirus, SARS, MERS, etc.
Okay. That's entered into the record. Next up is to review and approve the meeting minutes from the March 25th, 2026 and April 29th, 2026 meetings.
So I do not have these done yet. The March meeting was a 3-hour meeting that I'm still working through.
Okay.
I do have them both started, but if we can defer to the next meeting for those.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we defer approval of those meeting minutes until the next meeting. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next up, we have appointments, scheduled discussions, nothing qualifying in that area. So we'll move on to new business. First discussion is water safety.
So I just put this on here as the weather's getting warmer and right on the Mass DPH website is the water safety for everyone. I think in 2023, the Swim Safe Massachusetts. Summer of 2021, it was launched. So I brought this to the board if we wanted to have the communications committee add this to our page because they've started a list of resources.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that'd be great.
There's just different information or like swim safety, and then there's even learn to swim opportunities. If somebody needs to learn to swim, there's all the YMCA's and such that they can look out for classes. But this, I don't know if it's anything we wanted to put down at the South Pond.
If we find a place to hold them,
Yeah.
maybe we can look into information there, because I know there's other topics that we might want to put down there as well, other informational sheets. So maybe we can look for some sort of stand that can hold.
Mm-hmm. A bulletin.
Yeah, bulletin board or something of some kind. Let's maybe research that
Okay.
cost and whatever to put that down there, and then we can come back and see how we could get that information out there. In regards to the other information, do we need to make a formal vote to have it added to the website? Or
I don't think so.
okay.
No, I think one of us can just I have the links to this, can
Okay.
just send this to them.
So you'll take care of
Yeah.
the communications committee.
Yep.
Okay.
I can send this over to them.
That's great. All right. Any other discussion on that topic? Okay, let's move on to the algal bloom webinar.
So this is just a webinar that's available. I don't think that you've received any emails.
I have not yet. I still have to work with Jacob to get my email set up.
Okay. So that's why I put this on here, was just so that you're aware that there is a workshop that they did that's available, and I can forward this to you because I know that the link to it is a little bit.
No, I can find it. I can track it down.
But they did have like an actual like Zoom about the algal bloom,
Okay.
cyanobacteria, and it was very informative.
Yeah, I did a little preparation for the meeting and learned a bit.
Yeah. So that's part of like the next thing on the agenda.
Yeah.
Um,
So, yeah, and I mean, even if we decide we could put this up there, if any residents in town want to learn more too, we could put the link up there as well for them,
yes.
if it's available. to
Yep,
them.
absolutely.
Right.
It's for everybody.
All right, moving on. Discussion for drafting protocol for an algal bloom in Brookfield and notice to residents to not feed the ducks and or geese.
That was brought to me by a resident, was the last part, which is part of the reason why algal blooms happen is because people are feeding the ducks and the geese. Which he requested if we can put a sign down at South Pond.
Okay.
And I did talk to Lori while I was near her, and um, while our town has a sign maker, we don't have somebody that can actually operate
Rated at this
it.
time. Okay.
So she said you're better off to just Amazon. So that's what I did. I ended up ordering a sign.
Okay.
It's not here yet, but I wanted to see if the board wanted to post it at the South Pond.
Okay.
I can show you what it looks like. It's just a
Yeah.
like, don't feed the
Yeah, I think that
to the geese.
I did when I was doing my research in preparation. I saw that ducks and geese do commit. They're not the number one reason, but they are part of it with the nitrates and whatnot that ends
Yes.
up in the water.
Yes. And then excuse me. So I I attended a webinar about the algal bloom last month, and they suggested all towns to have their own protocol. Just a step by step of what to do, because it seems that every year we are shutting down the
Yeah.
beach for a few weeks. Because it does say that 2 consecutive rounds of sampling, 1 week apart, have to occur to show that the cyanobacteria levels and toxin concentrations have safely fallen below the state's recreational thresholds.
Gotcha.
So there's kind of seemed like a lot, and I don't have my notes with me, but I didn't know if the board wanted to start thinking about drafting a protocol, just so we're all on the same page about that.
Yeah. Do you want to draft something up and bring it forward, and then we can talk about it and then make any amendments possibly?
Yep.
All right. Great.
I can do that.
Right, next up, facts and concerns regarding the 7 Mile River dumping into Brookfield's ponds and rivers.
If we want, we can defer that to the next meeting.
Okay.
There's just been comments made about it, and so I wanted to address it. But the other board member that has been talking about it isn't here.
Okay.
So
So we're gonna move that to the next.
yeah, we'll defer that.
Okay.
And then
Next up, the beaver permits protocol.
yep. So that was kind of the same thing. I think we'll have to defer it.
Okay.
But
I did do a little background, and it looks like what we currently have is very similar to everything else in the area.
okay.
So that's just the information I have at the moment. I don't know where she wanted to go with that, so we can move that to the next.
Oh, so we do have.
We do have, yeah. I took this off the town website,
Okay.
and this is just for going to get your permit. And then I did notice, I thought there'd be more involved with the Conservation Commission being involved in it. And I did notice that, as a board, we need to decide if something is a direct, danger to the public health. And I'm wondering if we work with someone on that. And I don't know if we have someone that we confer with, or if that's something that's in Lester's purview as well. That's something that we need to research about.
Yeah. So as far as I know, I've signed a beaver permit. But Mike Siri kind of handles it.
Okay.
And is very familiar with it. It was more like someone that frequently has to get them because it's a constant nuisance for the resident. But I didn't know if the board itself has a protocol, because there's certain permits that you can get, like you get.
Yeah, and that's what this does. Yeah, that's what this walks through. It starts off with initiating the process, your application, 10-day emergency permit, Then it goes into if your application for a 10-day emergency permit is denied, if the 10-day emergency permit has expired or the problem has not been resolved, and it's step by step.
Okay. I guess I never even saw that.
Oh,
So thank you for bringing that to my attention because
Yeah.
I can review that instead for anything.
And then we'll still just put that off as a conversation at the next one so that
Yeah.
we can all discuss it.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up is drafting a policy on Board of Health office access and a visitor log. This was something I submitted. I thought just organization, transparency, and accountability are something that we should be striving for
Mm-hmm.
so that anyone going in and out of the Board of Health office, as far as not necessarily a visitor, but as far as any of the board members go, that there's just a record of who went in, when they went in, what they were going for.
Mm-hmm.
So that if anybody has any questions, it can be answered that way.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's something I was gonna work on to then present to the board at the next meeting, if it was something we wanted to move forward with.
Okay. Yeah, I would say if you wanted to draft something up for it and bring it to the next meeting, just in conversation with our clerk, also she was mentioning that like requests for different copies of different records have been asked. And I had asked her if she makes a log of who requests something and what they're requesting, and she doesn't.
Okay.
I don't know if that's something that we want to consider as well.
I think we look into the legality of that, right? Like what needs to be recorded, what doesn't need to be recorded, and
Yeah.
do that. But I think that would be wise. I think anything that adds to transparency and will help.
Yeah. Because I asked if she's providing like the real copies to people and then they just hand them back to her, or if she's making copies of things. From what I'm told, I don't think she's making copies because I think there might be something illegal with that, is that you
Okay.
can't make copies of records.
Okay. Well, I'll read up a little bit more on that too and learn a little bit as I draft that policy.
Yeah.
Next up, drafting a policy on official communications with other departments. On this, I think there's been some confusion along the way, at least from my perspective, sitting at a few meetings, in that what is communication as a resident and what is communication as a member of the board. So I thought, and this was prior to being made chair, I thought it would be in the best interest if everything gets funneled through the chair. Doesn't mean the chair has to be the one that's doing the communication. We can designate any of us to be that person, but that any kind of communication to other departments, anything that we need, whether it's a conservation commission, whether it's IT, it goes through one person, and that information goes out that way. That way we're coming as a unified front.
Right.
So again, that's something that I'm ready to draft and write up. I just wanted to see if it was something we wanted to pursue.
Yeah, I think it's helpful to have different protocols for things so that we're all on the same page. Otherwise, sometimes we don't know about things and then we're asked a question and have no background.
Well, absolutely. And I think it's with open meeting law concerns, there's times where we're worried about what information gets shared. And if it's factual information, not opinion based, and there's no deliberation, we can share that amongst each other. So,
right. Yep.
So we can, again, I'll draft that up and have that ready for the next meeting for us to review.
Okay.
Next up, I was asked about placing this on, and I did, which was researching the need and logistics of supporting a town kennel. I think this would be something we'd really need to investigate. I don't know how often there are animals that are needed to be putting in a kennel and what the cost would be. It would need to be able to be self-sustaining to make it make sense in my mind.
Right.
Whether that, the fees that are involved from the people that have their animals there paying to cover it. I don't know where our animal licensing money goes at the moment. That's more I have to learn about.
Mhm.
But again, it's just researching the need and the logistics of that. So that I didn't know if that was something to pursue. It was asked of me.
Mhm.
So it was something I wanted to put on here, and I'm willing to spend the time to research that and then bring what my opinion is, and then we can discuss it.
Mhm. Yeah, you can always research it.
And
I
we
don't
had,
know much that goes on behind the scenes with that.
well, currently, our animal control officer, if she has to take an animal, doesn't have anywhere to take it.
Right.
And it's the same thing, unfortunately, if we have incidences like happened where someone passed and there's animals left at the house, there's nowhere for those animals to
Scrambling.
currently go.
Yeah.
So it's just figuring out the logistics and if there's truly need out there, or if there's some sort of partnership we could do or something else. So,
Yeah, I from watching select board meetings, I know she submits reports to them.
mhm.
So she does log things that you could probably
Yeah.
use while researching.
Yep.
Um, it may not be like a ready by next month kind of a
Yeah.
thing, but to get started and just to see.
Yeah. But we'll move forward with that.
Yep.
All right. Next is addressing interactions with residents and business owners in regards to Leicester Regional Public Health Coalition and the board. Um, Myself, what part of what prompted me to run was watching some of the meetings and seeing some interactions, and I feel like also being a small business owner in town, we want to encourage and help, not be adversarial.
Mhm.
So I think the complaints we got about the way inspections have run and the interactions that people have had, I think just having a clear expectations that we as a board have for the way things are done is what needs to be put together and then provided to Leicester so they understand where we're coming from.
Mhm.
And if that's coming in and having a meeting and talking it over, well, that's another thing. Another thing I'm ready to work on. I'm ready to get into these things and get them down. So one of the things I did want to get into on that was also communication. I think it's really important as a board that we're informed. So when things like what happened with White's Landing, where their permit was delayed, where we don't know, like the moment it goes into any kind of delay, we should be informed so that as the representatives for the town, we know and we can converse with the person and let them know that it's been delayed. They're not just waiting in limbo,
Mhm.
wondering. So I think
Mhm.
bigger things like that, whether it's denied or delayed, we get informed right away rather than waiting for the end of the month or till our next meeting. So I think that's kind of important.
Yeah, I agree. It's concerning a lot of the feedback we've gotten from businesses and their interactions that they've had, or just employees of Dollar General and the way that they felt so uncomfortable and mistreated. It's a little hard though, because we also don't we are not health agents
Right.
and they are trained and qualified to be doing that. Um, I don't like their side of
Right.
what they should be doing. Um,
Well, I think it's a difficult job, right? You're going
yeah.
in trying to find problems. So already you're coming in at that. All right, what's the situation here? It's just finding a way of navigating it where we can help the business owners and residents and at the same time continue to follow regulations. Is there creative ways or variances that they can be instructed to do rather than just told no?
Mhm.
I think just simple communication.
Mhm.
And I think they've already talked about it and said they were addressing it. I just think coming from us, having a clear expectation would do us well.
Yeah, I agree.
So that, again, I'll put something together with that for the next meeting and we
Mhm.
can decide to talk about it and move forward.
Yep.
All right, ongoing old business stipend update.
Um, so The the last meeting, Maureen was going to be talking to Lori. It was more Steve was questioning about the stipend, and he's the animal inspector. And then some of ours were delayed, and I don't really know. So Maureen was to have that update. So
Okay, so we'll move that.
for that one.
South Pond Beach testing.
The South Pond Bees testing, so Microbac has started doing the testing. And then Deb, the clerk, just got into the Mass DPH website portal
Okay.
to submit that. There was a little, she wasn't able to find the testing site and our credentials. So I contacted Maureen for it, and she didn't have it and said for Deb to call DPH to get the information. So
Okay.
Deb spent a long time
Working, tracking that down.
getting that down, but she finally got it situated, and so our testing is being updated.
That's great.
Yes.
I know the beach committee met earlier today at 3, but I wasn't able to make that meeting, so. I don't know.
Okay.
I know they were discussing, I think, when they were putting the buoys out and
Yep.
stuff like that, but
Yep.
I wasn't able to get away to do that, to attend that.
Yep.
So I'll try and reach out and find out what happened there.
Yep.
Okay. Next up, Bonnie Toomey Post Road Trading Update.
So I don't have an update. I reached out to her. The last meeting, she was questioning charged fees, requirements for selling coffee, like a 3-bay sink. She's not allowed to sell coffee, but why does Cumberland Farms? They don't have a 3-bay sink, but they can do coffee. And then she was also requesting all of the communication she's had with Lester,
Okay.
the coalition. So I did email her on Monday. I emailed her and I have not heard back. So I'm not sure.
Maybe we just request like a detailed, like what her questions are specifically, and then we can send it to Lester for theirs, or invite her at the next meeting and invite Lester as well and discuss it then.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I'm not familiar with that as well. Yeah, I'm not even sure if Cumberland Farms, they may have a 3-bay sink in the back.
Right. Yep. So I don't want to forget about her. So I wanted to keep it on the agenda, and then we can defer it to the next meeting and see if there is an update, or like you said, if we need to invite Lester and her and see if there's any information.
All right. Public comment. Members of the public may address the board on matters not reasonably anticipated by the chair within 48 hours of the meeting posting. Comments are limited to 2 minutes per speaker. The board will not engage in substantive discussion on matters not listed on the agenda in accordance with Massachusetts open meeting law. Anybody want to speak?
I will.
Okay.
JD Holcraft, 26 Allen Road. My first question is, do you have a secretary on this board?
We have a clerk.
We have a clerk. Yep.
Clerk's supposed to be here while you're conducting the meeting? So you doing your own things.
Yes.
Is there a reason why we don't have one on these meetings?
I can look into that for you and get back to you.
Okay.
I assume, well, I shouldn't assume, so I'll just leave it at that. I'll look into it and get back to you about that.
Okay. Also, did you, when did this board vote to give her X number of dollars per hour? Is it Deb? Is Deb the one? Is Deb the clerk for the health board? Okay.
Yes.
When was that all established? When was that voted in, what she gets or how many hours she gets? When was that all voted in? I don't remember that being voted in. Discussion, time, hours, pay.
I don't remember. I wasn't on the board, obviously, at the time.
You could get back.
I will get back to you. I'll find all that out for you.
Another thing, it seems like you guys want to discipline yourselves with a few things that you were kind of not coming right out, but saying, it seems like you're kind of disciplining yourself. I think you gotta spend your time more on making sure people have a permit, that they follow through their permit. And they do what they're supposed to do on the permit. Making sure it's properly done through I'm talking about the food industry in our town.
Okay,
It's great to have the businesses, but I know a lot of businesses in this town do not follow through on their permits. And I think you guys should spend more time making sure that all the permits are followed. And that everybody has, that they're doing what they're supposed to do on their permits, because I know that's not happening right now.
well, if you have any specific cases that you'd like to bring
I
up,
think you guys should just go through it. You got the permits, I don't have the permits, and just find out who's
well,
following the permits.
you're saying that there's people that are
Well, I
not
don't
doing.
think it's in my
Your 2
place to
minutes is up.
discuss it.
Fair enough, but I'll look into that.
Okay, that'd be great.
Yep.
Okay. My 2 minutes up there,
Yes.
okay. Thank you.
No problem. I think you can go right ahead and speak, Chris.
All right, you don't even have to time me, Kim. It's gonna be really short. I'm really grateful that both of you guys took the leadership positions tonight. It was my biggest concern on the reorganization of the board, and I'm grateful that both of you step up and stepping up for the town. Tonight's meeting is not comparable to any meetings that we've recently watched, and I'm just hoping that going forward, there's a lot of positivity tonight, and I commend you both on that. And hopefully, we can just continue that, see these improvements. This tonight, that's how the Board of Health meeting should go every single time. There shouldn't be all the drama and all the nonsense and the rest of it. Tonight was an awesome meeting. So, hats off to both of you. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes.
So there's been all this discussion about the Leicester House Coalition and the complaints that have been launched against them.
Yep.
By the business owners. Is there a mechanism where the board can do an official investigation into them to make sure everything is going well? Is there a review process that you guys go through to make sure everything's running smoothly?
To be honest, I'm unfamiliar with the process as I'm just getting on the board and getting my feet on the ground here. But that's another thing that I'm going to be looking into. I know that I believe it's a 3-year contract we sign each time, and it's up next year. So that'll be something that we'll be considering and looking into. Anyone else? No? Make a motion to adjourn the meeting then. What's the time? 6:33?
I'll second.
In favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you all. If I get the information before the next meeting,
Yeah.
I'll get back to you before, but I will check all that stuff out.
Take your time, just get it.
Yep.
Welcome to the board.
Thank you.
Hope you know you're getting into it.
I'm just trying to do my part for the town.
You'll be fine.
Do we need to, did he say he's coming back for this? Jacob.
Well, we're heading out to the select board meeting.
Oh,